Good afternoon and welcome to Gateshead International Stadium. This is the Heat Army podcast. We're bringing you full match commentary of Oldham versus Gateshead here in the National League. And we hope that you're all nicely set and relaxed, ready for this one. It should be an absolute corker of a game. Both teams looking to embed themselves further in the playoff picture here this afternoon. And we have the teams already. There's a good attendance in it. Well, the stand is filling up very nicely here as Carl Magny applauds the home support as he leaves the pitch. As all the players have had a magnificent round of applause as well. If I look over to my left, at the north end of the Tyne Weir stand, there is a fantastic away following from Altrincham as well. They come here fresh after a 2-2 draw with Oldham on Tuesday night. Of course, Gateshead's Tuesday night game here with Braintree was postponed due to a waterlogged pitch. A lot of water coming into the area in recent weeks, and the pitch suffered from it there. We did have a smattering of snow last night, but it didn't lie, and the pitch looks all right. It might cut up a little bit, but that is where we are at this time of year. But hopefully we have got a fantastic game in place for you all listening at home. Right, before we go any further, I'll go through the teams. The away team is Caleb Anson in goal, Lewis Banks, the captain, Lewis Baines, Elliot Osborne, Alex Newby, Cian Taylor, Lucas Weaver, Tom Crawford, Taylor Golden, Jake Bickerstaff and Charlie Olsen. On the bench, Regan Linney, Justin Alamazura, Regan Griffiths, James Jones and Carol Reddin, Joe Nuttall and Louis Fallon. This is how Gateshead line up here this afternoon. The Heat have George Selvey in goal, making his home debut. Callum Tripp with Captain Robbie Tinkler, Dan Jones with Luke Hammond right wing back. Left wing back is Brandon Horton, who makes his home debut, as does Jack Rolls. In midfield, we have Regan Booty, Will McGowan, Ben Warman and Javon Malcolm up top. And on the bench, Harrison Bond, Kane Adom, Liam Humbles, Tyrell Sellers Fleming, who arrived yesterday on loan from Hull, Charlie Colquitt, Jamie Bramwell and Ollie Thompson. And that is how we are set up. We'll go through the teams a little bit later on. The ball boys are down on the track, getting a nice photo taken, or I think it might be the under 8s team for Gateshead, actually. So it's all set up. The crowd is starting to fill in here. My name's David Gaddis, by the way, and we're going to be joined by Mark Carruthers momentarily. He's just going through some of his journalistic jobs at the moment, starting to write his match reports, getting it all in place and ready to be in your papers tomorrow. So please do us a little favour, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you join us on our regular Heat Army podcast, which is on a Tuesday night. Well, it isn't Tuesday night this week. We'll be commentating on Tuesday night for the Sutton game. But Mark, looks like a nice crowd that's getting in here this afternoon.
I mean, there's not a lot on locally, is there really? A lot of the clubs from around here are away. Newcastle away, Sunderland play Monday night. So you're hoping that there will be a decent crowd. I think you already mentioned, I think I heard you say anyway, that Altrincham bought a few up.
They have, yeah. Looking up there, it looks 100 plus, which is a fantastic following.
So in that sense, you'd be disappointed if we're not in four figures today. If there isn't at least 1,000 in here, would be a major disappointment if that doesn't happen. And it's a big game. I almost feel to an extent it's been kind of underplayed during the week and just a routine game, but it doesn't feel that way. It feels like a big game in that playoff push. We know where Gateshead are on the league. They're well placed. They can get a win today. They can really kick on. But for Altrincham, trying to get into that top 7, it feels a big game.
It really is. And as I say, Gateshead at the moment embedded in results. They could, obviously give them a little bit more of breathing room in the playoffs, which is a strange thing to say because normally you say breathing room from a relegation battle. But I mean, to be, I think the 9 points clear of outside of the playoffs at the moment, it's a lovely position to be in. Teams haven't capitalised, but that's the thing. You've got to have the points on board, and it's all well having games in hand. But the big teams around us haven't managed to do that.
No, they haven't. And, when you look above Gateshead, I think it's probably a stretch to say that they can force their way into what's going on above. And I think that's kind of symptomatic of, all the changes I've got on this season, the injury issues, which are still ongoing. We said before, didn't we, the key players that are missing and will be missing for a while yet. I think it's taken an impact, but I think Carl Magny and his coaching staff and the squad and the lads that have come in deserve great credit for keeping the club in the playoff mix. But today's a dangerous game. I think Altrincham, I love watching them whenever I've seen them. They're a good football inside. I really, really rate Phil Parkinson. I think he's an outstanding manager.
Well, over the years, we've had numerous FA Cup games with them as well as league games. Just having a look at, you mentioned about new players coming in. We've got 3 debutants this afternoon, our home debut, should I say. George Shelby, who was highly thought of at Nottingham Forest last season, of course on the bench many times in the Premier League. We've got Brandon Horton, who was part of the championship winning side with Brandon Horton, sorry, on a part of the championship winning side with Chesterfield last year, highly thought of there. And of course, Jack Rolls as well makes his home debut on loan from Crawley. And on the bench, there is another potential debutant, and that is in Tyrell Sellers-Fleming, who is a striker that's arrived on loan till the end of the season from Hull. And just looking at the calibre of these signings that have come in, higher levels, a lot of experience, and bar Sellers-Fleming's, but it comes with a high pedigree.
I think when you look at it, this sort of calibre of signing was needed to really just instill a bit of belief in the side, Dave, if I'm honest. And, things weren't great when all the new lads arrived, and there was a little bit of a lull with players leaving, rumours about people leaving. And I think there was just maybe a little bit of a statement made with these 3 additions, now 4. But again, I will say today, it's a very dangerous game. You look at that side, that Altrincham put out, Elliot Osborne's, Alex Newby's, Tom Crawford played so well for Hartlepool when he was there. The captain, Lewis Baines, one of the best players in the division, I think. Yeah. Really rate him. Jake Bickerstaff went up with Wrexham, of course. So I think this is a really dangerous game. And one that, if Gateshead can come through it with 3 points would be a huge win.
It certainly is. I mean, just obviously looking around the Gateshead side, there's a lot of players that have been stalwarts throughout the season that have managed to avoid the injury table. But, you've got to give credit where credit's due. A lot of those players have had to carry, I'm not going to say the burden, but they've had to carry the brunt of, what's happened on the pitch. They've went through some of the poorer games and kept the morale alive. And we talk about it a lot, Mark, on commentary, the body language. The players coming off today looked in great spirits.
They did, yeah, but it's about what happens in the 90 minutes, isn't it, really? But you're right. I mean, there did look to be a positive wave amongst the players as they came off. I mean, we talk about the injuries and stuff like that, but I could be wrong here, and I apologise if I am. I reckon there's probably 2, at most 3 players in this starting 11 that started the first game of the season. Yeah, it's quite the quite the turnaround of players, isn't it? And normally when you have a team with that many players used, it's normally in a dogfight, isn't it? For want of a better word, trying to find that winning formula. At the moment, it's just trying to find a formula to keep a team out there at times for Gateshead. But Carl Magnay was out there with the back 3 going through warm-ups, and it had us thinking, not so long ago, he was part of that back 3 going through the warm-up on the other side. He's kept the system here at Gateshead very similar to what was before. He's added his own tweaks to it, but quite important that he's played in that situation and he knows what to ask for of his players. Well, I suppose the benefit of Mags, as well as someone who I think has done a really good job and an underrated job, by the way, I think he's got the credit he probably deserved. The fact that he's played in so many positions, he's played as a fullback, he's played as a wing back, he's played as a centre back, he's played as a holding midfielder.
I think he might have even played in goal at one point.
But he knows the pressure that players in those positions are under, particularly in this Gateshead side where they have a very defined style of football and a very, yes, it's maybe the chains have come off a little bit since Cole's taken over in terms of they are open to doing a bit more. If things are needed, they can go direct if they want.
But the principles of how the club is going has been kept the same. We've had some memorable games with Altrincham here over the years. Obviously, the FA Cup antics over the past few seasons seems to have been, it was a regular fixture for 2 seasons. But in the past, there was once a game here where urban legend Keith Fletcher once scored a goal to take Gateshead 1-0 up with about 10 minutes to go, only for the referee to disallow it because it rolled out the bottom of the net and out the back. And Altrincham went on to win that and ultimately win the league. It was a title challenging game, really. But also as well, there's been games where Gateshead's been, I think, 2 or 3-0 to the good and been pegged back in the last 10 minutes as well. So a game that, dare I say, always delivers, Mark. I know that could be the commentator's curse, but it should be a good afternoon's football here. 2
sides that like to play good football. You mentioned the games that we've commentated on between the 2 sides, and they're always good games. They're always, high press, high energy, trying to keep the ball in the flow as much as possible. I remember the FA Cup game I think you alluded to before when Gateshead won the National League North. We certainly were 2-0 up with 10 minutes left and got taken to a replay. Then won the replay down at Altrincham. But again, Altrincham, they always come here. They always trouble Gateshead. They always give them an awkward game, and I don't see this afternoon being any different.
Well, we'd like to say a big welcome to our viewers on DAZN National League TV. Thank you for joining us here at Gateshead International Stadium. It is Gateshead versus Altrincham, and it should be an absolute barnstormer of a game, as we were just alluding to on our audio stream. My name's David Gaddis. I'm joined by Mark Carruthers. And Mark, we just said before to our audio listeners, a few debutants in the side here today. Is any of them that are catching the eye for you today?
Well, I think because of the way Gateshead play, I'm really looking forward to seeing Jack Rolls in the middle of that midfield, because I think he may well free up Regan Booty a little bit. Obviously, Regan Booty's played that sort of deep lying midfield role, but I think the best we saw of Regan Booty has been when he's been more of a box-to-box midfielder, if I can slip into football manager parlance, where he will sort of go and support the attack as he did at Wembley in the trophy final last year, as he did throughout the second half of the season last year. And I think that's his position for me. I love him sitting deep because his distribution is unbelievable. But I just want to see what impact Jack Rolls has on Regan Booty, because that could well unlock something in this Gateshead side that maybe has been missing for a couple of months.
And also as well, the wing-back situation, Lucannon goes back onto his more natural right foot with the arrival of Brandon Horton. If Mark, could you do me a favour? Could you read out the away team for me while I just get settled down and switch my microphone?
Oh, well, yeah, so it's in goal, number 21, Caleb Anson. 2 is Lewis Banks. 4 and captain is Lewis Burns. 6, Elliot Osborne. 10 is Alex Newby. 12, Cian Taylor. 17, Lucas Weaver. 22 is the former Hartlepool United man, Tom Crawford. 23, Tyler Golden. 29, Jake Bickerstaff. And 31 is Charlie Olsen. On the bench, number 9, Regan Linney. Number 11, Justin Amalzo. 15, Regan Griffiths. 16, James Jones. 20, Carell Redden. 24, Joe Nuttall, and 27 is Louis Fallon. Nice time, Dave.
Well, there we are. The teams are out onto the pitch here, and Mark obviously just read you through the away side. This is how Gateshead line up today. George Shelby making his home debut. Callum Tripp in the centre of defence with Captain Robbie Tinkler and Dan Jones. Right wing back will be Luke Hannant and Brandon Horton making his debut at left wing back. Jack Rolls in midfield with Regan Booty, Will McGowan, Ben Warman, and up top is Javon Malcolm. On the bench is Harrison Bond, Kane Adam, Liam Humbles, Tyrell Sellers-Fleming, another new arrival that signed yesterday on loan for the season from Hull, Charlie Colquitt, Jamie Bramwell, and Ollie Thompson. And Mark, as I say, they're going through the handshakes at the moment. Fantastic crowd here in the Tyne and Weir stand. Feels like a bit of excitement here today. The away fans as well are adding to that.
It's always better here when there's more away fans in to try and bring a bit more atmosphere out. And I look at that Gateshead side as well. They look physically bigger than they have in recent weeks. Obviously Will McGowan kind of stands out, and I say this as someone vertically challenged myself. He is one of the smaller members of that side, if not the smallest. Whereas in recent months, I think Gateshead have kind of suffered for a lack of physicality, but you can't really say that today.
Well, you look at Callum Tripp, who is a towering figure, isn't he? And Brandon Horton as well, not too vertically challenged himself. But yeah, there does seem to be more of a physical presence in this Gateshead side to what was the beginning of the season. And just having a look out, the Gateshead FC stats has sent us a message. There's only Tinkler, Hannant and Booty, the only survivors from game 1. And that tells a story in itself. But the visitors as well, they've just lost their number 1 goalkeeper to an ACL injury. So
yeah,
it's that time of year when the vigours of a long season start to take the toll.
It is. And, and that's a big blow for Altrincham because, goalkeepers have always been a big part of the way they play as well, very sort of similar to Gateshead, isn't it? And, they can play out from the back, and having a goalkeeper that's willing and able to do that is massive. So that's a blow. So a little bit of pressure on Caleb Anson today. One player I want to identify before I get going is Javon Malcolm. Obviously, the injury to Louis Flower is a big blow for Gateshead. I assume because the loan signing's come in, Louis has gone back to Brighton. I will investigate that after the game.
In the pre-game interview that was put up by Gateshead FC TV, he is still on loan. They're hoping to have him back in mid to late April. So the loan is still there. It's a minor ACL injury, so we'll hope those fouls back. But Gateshead will be shooting towards the River Tyne, altering towards the Felon end. Altrincham all in light blue with white shorts. As one of the Altrincham players loses his footing already, but we're underway. And Gateshead trying to win the aerial battle as Javon Malcolm doesn't get to the ball. It's hooked away. And it's a physical battle that finds Will McGowan on the ground early there, but a free kick to Gateshead.
I'll be honest, Dave, I didn't realise there was such a thing as a minor ACL.
Well, it's not as bad as what they had feared, but I don't think that's the actual medical term what I used there. So, but at the moment, Horton gets his first touch in the Gateshead strip at home. And Tinkler, wearing the captain's armband, plays the ball across to Shelby, who plays the ball into midfield. Will McGowan. Real height difference battle there between himself and Lewis Baines, but the ball comes to Dan Jones, who plays it forward for Javon Malcolm. It's been headed on, but that should bounce its way through to Anson in the Altrincham goal area. He rolls it out to the captain. Well, there was fears of the game might not being on after severe weather warnings on last night, but it looks like Gateshead, Tyneside evaded that. The free kick given to Gateshead as Booty upended halfway inside his own half. But the pitch, Mark, it looks, it's not heavy, but it looks like it's been rolled, doesn't it? And you wouldn't be shocked if it cuts up a little bit.
No, not at all. You know, the weather has been bad over the last sort of 2 weeks.
Ball over the top, looking for the run of McGowan. Baines heads it clear, nodded on by Banks. And Altrincham have it under control here through Golden. Plays it down the lane. Altrincham like to pass the ball like Gateshead, but Gateshead intercept through Booty. Booty chips the ball looking for Javon Malcolm. Headed clear. And Rolls can get control of the ball and give it over to Callum Tripp. Hannant, first time ball forward, looking for Javon Malcolm. It just hits off his shin, doesn't it? But Malcolm does well to win the ball back. Freds it to Warman on the edge of the box. Has the overlap. Horton, can he cross it in? He does. It hits it deflects a handball. Shot. Oh, hits across the woodwork. Oh, I think it hit the woodwork and went over, but it's a goal kick. And I think it was Rolls that had the opportunity to put it in the back of the net there. But a good start from Gateshead. Carving out the first opportunity on 3 minutes.
Has to score, doesn't he? Has to score from there. It's a lovely little build-up involving the wing-back. We've seen him getting forward, and Rose has just got to keep it down. He scores. Simple as that. In
the build-up to that, though, there was appeals for handball.
I think the merited appeals as well, by the way.
Horton brings the ball down, didn't control it that well, and Alton can bring it away on this right-hand side. It is Weaver, has it, runs into the box, goes for his shot, deflection, and out for a corner.
Lively start, exactly as we thought it would be.
Well, I was speaking to our counterparts from Radio Alti, and they kind of implied to me that they were going for a more of a defensive formation, but
I don't think there's an Altrincham side that would do that, to be honest. I think they would try and win every game no matter where they go.
Well, we have going to have the corner here from Elliot Osborne. Puts it in right into the middle of the 6-yard box, but Weaver can just pluck that out the air. And he quickly distributes it, looking for the run of Will McGowan, and McGowan's chasing down, but he's losing out in the foot race to a rapid player there on the far side. And Kyan Taylor, he's got a set of wheels on him.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, you could see him eating up the space there, couldn't you?
Well, it's all on the left-hand side for Altrincham at the moment as Taylor plays the ball back to the captain, Baines.
Good atmosphere, by the way.
Yeah, fantastic atmosphere.
Hope it's coming through.
There's Baines. Plays back to Taylor. Plays it down the line, gets it through, but gets to get it back through Tripp, and Booty can pass it to Jones inside the gated centre circle. Back to Booty. Booty sees the run of Horton. Horton chests and brings it down to Warman. Rolls. Carl Magnay mentioned that the win at Wheelstone was a glimpse of seeing the real Gateshead. The passing, it was a heavy pitch. But at the moment, they have to defend as Weaver drives forward, just gets the ball caught underneath his feet, but still going up against. It's out. A good tackle there from Jones, but it falls to a blue shirt, and it's going to go across to the far side. There's now Altrincham leaves Gateshead player on the deck, running into the box, but pushed it down. There's no foul being given. Ball far side. Can it be crossed in by Newby? Newby high cross, and it can be pulled out the air by Shelby. But yeah, both teams moving the ball quickly around the box.
Feels like a big game, doesn't it? You can see the way both sides have started.
Nice run from Warman, but didn't anticipate the ball coming as quickly as it did. Ball with Anson. But Anson's on loan from Norwich City. It's his second game. He played in the 2-2 draw with Oldham on Tuesday night. As the ball played down the line by Banks. And it's going to trickle out for a Gateshead throw.
Got some good young goalkeepers in Norwich, haven't they? We know one of them, of course, Archie Mayer.
Yeah, I was very impressed with Archie Mayer during his 6-month stay here on Tyneside. As the ball goes across to Shelvey. Looks comfortable with the ball at his feet as well, as most Gateshead goalkeepers do. Looks wanting a shout, tries to send Javon Malcolm away up against Baines. He's going to get there and keep it in on the right-hand side, but he needs support in the middle. Javon Malcolm takes down the dead ball and goes for a shot from a tight angle, and the keeper's always going to benefit from that. But he just distributes it quickly, and Banks just has to turn, lay it back. And Altrincham, very much similar to Gateshead, like to build and pass the ball on the ground. The ball goes over the top now.
Oh, it's really good.
Really brought down by Bickerstaff. He's got the runner on the far side, and Hannant is having to go over and cover the run. Can he keep the ball in? He can, but Hannant can just get in front and buy the foul, shall we say?
Yes, we should say buy the foul. I knew what he was doing, put it that way.
Yeah, that was years of experience, shall we say.
It already feels like a high caliber game as well, by the way. Both sides playing really good football, trying to keep it on the floor, despite the fact the pitch is going to cut up. I think maybe just making the most of it while they can. Two pretty similar formations as well.
Well, the wing backs look like they're going to be key in this game for both sides, as Warman gives it back to Jones. Jones looks for a runner. Javon Malcolm had his run blocked, but went across the other side. But Rolls has it midfield. A man on loan from Crawley. There's Booty. Calmly gives it back to Tinkler, wearing the captain's armband this afternoon. He's played all the way back to Shelvey on the edge of his area. Shelvey, very vocal. He's wanting movement from players in front to distribute it, and Altrincham just pinning Gateshead back a little bit. But Warman manages to get the ball up to Javon Malcolm. He's got his shirt pulled, and the referee eventually gives the foul. But that's going to be an intriguing battle between Warman and Olsen.
I think two of the centre backs, it's going to be an intriguing battle. But Malcolm doing his job so far, holding the ball up well, getting in behind, making those runs in the channels, everything you'd want from his sort of striker. That powerful, that pace. You want him to use it in the right areas, and he's doing it so far.
Well, if you're just joining us, we're into the 9th minute here, 0-0, but the game has been end to end. Gateshead with the better of the chances. There's Jones plays in the centre. Warman threads it through for Javon Malcolm. He's great tackle.
Great tackle.
Olsen with the leg out to stop it, and he had to, but Booty intercepts, and Gateshead can get the ball moving again as McGowan puts the ball out to Hannant. Now McGowan has the ball in the far side, back to Hannant. He has Booty down the line who he uses, and I think this is going to come across towards Dan Jones in the centre circle. Horton is asking for the ball. Gets it. It's not the greatest. Managed to keep it in. Wasn't the greatest pass, but it goes all the way back to Shelvey. So Booty gives it to Tinkler. Tyne and stand show their appreciation for the passing. Is Hannant plays it back to Rolls. And Callum Tripp. And a ball that was intercepted by Bickerstaff. And he should have done better there, Bickerstaff.
I checked it earlier, I think.
He could have passed as well and bring the attack a little bit further forward. But Callum Tripp with the wayward pass. Bickerstaff, maybe knowing he probably had a little bit more time than he thought there in hindsight, but the ball goes out for a Gateshead throw.
Yeah, obviously just trying to switch play and didn't make the right contact on the ball. Bickerstaff, though, I think once he gets that ball down, he should just be trying the shot, because George Shelvey was miles off his line.
Well, throw taken up towards Javon Malcolm, headed forward by Banks. It's going to bounce out of play for another throw, this time right next to the Gateshead dugout. Jones with another massive throw, Banks heads it back. Warman nods it on. Can it be brought down by Malcolm? It has, and managed to poke it to Rolls. Rolls, nearly great vision to bring Hannon into it, but the ball nodded back to Anson.
Good idea. Just got the execution right.
Olsen plays the ball through the centre. Jones read it well, and Booty picks up the ball. Tinkler, the centre of defence, calmly just plays it back. Shelby gives it to Jones.
It's nice.
It does feel like a Gateshead side at the moment, the way they're moving the ball around, but Horton brings it forward on the left-hand side into the centre. McGowan looks up. You can see Warman on this left-hand side, who he uses. His target's in the box, but Warman needs to get the cross in and tries to, blocked, and it's going to fall to Booty about 35 yards out. Over to Luke Hannant. Callum Tripp. Nice moving from I keep calling McGowan Warman, but it is with Warman now. Warman, edge of the box, gives it to Hannant. Hannant looks up, goes for his shot. Oh, it stings the hands of the keeper, and it doesn't keep it in.
By a mile.
And, unfortunate for the keeper there. I just don't think he thought it was going to skim away.
Yeah, uncomfortable there, wasn't he, the keeper? Just worth Gateshead trying a few little efforts from the edge of the box to see if there's any nerves.
Nice work from McGowan, though, in the build-up. He's dropping deep and getting involved quite a lot here. It is going to be McGowan that takes the corner on the far side. Booty shows short for him. But Dan Jones is up, Tripp is up, as is Horton, and rolls on the edge of the area.
You're thinking it's got to be a good ball, hasn't it, the size of this?
It's got to be whipped in, hasn't it?
A lot of holding going on edge of the box, by the way. You can see shirt's been pulled on both sides.
Rolls isn't being picked up here. Well, it goes short to Booty. Booty looks up, plays it back to Hannon over, and it went deep. Oh, and Dan Jones couldn't nod it back across. Something from the training ground there, Mark. Didn't see that happening at all. It was hard to follow, but
the cross just wasn't right, was it, in the end? But it created some space nicely down the right-hand side there, Gateshead, but just got a little bit too much on the cross, Luke Hammond.
Lewis Banks, he's asking for movement from his teammates there, gives it to Olsen. It goes back to Anson in goal. As Baines can now give it across on the far side, as at the moment they're trying to just get themselves a bit more settled. Altrincham at the moment. There's Olsen.
That's good.
Midfield.
That's
ball
really good.
Across here to Banks, and this is better. He's got Weaver in front of him, but it goes into the centre, and now it's Taylor can bring the ball forward. He tries to go for a curling cross there, but it hasn't been cleared. Newby on the edge of the box, twists and turns, still going with the ball. Can he lay it off? He's got Weaver there, eventually, who he does give it to, and back to Newby. Newby pulls it back across, and it goes across the face of goal, and all it needed was a touch, and Gateshead with some dubious defending, and there's the goal. They couldn't get the ball away from underneath their feet, and Altrincham managed to bury it in the back of the net. It was Taylor that scored, but really it could have been any number of Altrincham players when the ball went through. And Gateshead just a little bit guilty of not clearing the lines. But it's Altrincham 1, Gateshead 0 here at Gateshead National Stadium, 14 minutes gone.
Gateshead just absolutely all over the place there defensively. Someone's just got to clear it. I know they like playing up from back, but someone's just got to get a foot on it there and just clear it. I mean, it's a really good finish, by the way.
The run from Newby completely split the defence, and that was the cross across. No one read it.
Yeah, and I think Callum Tripp possibly lucky to not get away with pulling at the far post as well. But good finish from Taylor. People think that's an easy finish, but there's a lot of people in front of him. He's about 10 yards out, I think, and he's kept it low. And good start for Altrincham. Exactly what they'll want.
Well, what the Gateshead have in reply, the Altrincham fans are in fine voice at the north end of the Tyne and Weir stand. Can Gateshead erupt their own fans as Dan Jones has the ball. Over to Horton. Horton's got space to run forward with the ball. He's got Warman in front of him, who he uses. The ball wasn't the greatest, but it goes out for a throw. As Horton's going to be the man to take it. Launches the ball back to Robbie Tinkler. Callum Tripp. Tinkler goes to go long towards Javon Malcolm, but Baines wins the header, and it's been nodded on again. Gateshead do get it in midfield as Rolls gets it to McGowan. McGowan just didn't sit up for him. And now Lewis Baines can get the ball under control and put that up over the top. Robbie Tinkler using his body well, and Dan Jones can play this back to Shelby. Shelby goes long, looking for the run of Javon Malcolm, but he loses out in the aerial battle. And at the moment, I just see a little bit of a swagger from the visitors. The passing's a little bit more crisper at the moment. This ball comes off Horton for a throw to the visitors.
Just got the feeling Gateshead haven't quite sorted out the balance in midfield at the moment. Obviously, got Rolls and Booty only played once together in there. And at the moment, there's just a little bit too easy for Altrincham to break through midfield.
Just feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's going to happen when you've made so many signings in a short space of time. And it sounds like I'm making excuses. I'm not. It's just going to take time for this new side to gel.
Wins the header, lands in midfield as Tripp tries to chase it down, and Newby picks up the ball as Booty wipes out Newby there. And it's a free kick to the visitors, 10 yards inside their own half, left-hand side of the pitch. Well, I can give you some latest scores from around the National League. Braintree are winning 1-0 at home to Forest Green, and the only other goal is here, which is
quite surprised at Braintree.
Yeah,
good news for Bonnet.
Ball across, looking for Weaver. It's going to bounce high, and can he keep it in? He can't. And to throw into Gateshead. Well, we'll have to see what composure Gateshead can get back here. See if they can get back into their rhythm.
Yeah, it just looks like the goal has just knocked a little bit of the stuff out.
Tinkler gets the ball from Jones, and ball comes off Bickerstaff for another throw.
It's easier said than done, but when you look at the switch that would be on from Gateshead here, like that.
Well, Rolls can spread the ball over to Hannon, who just has to get it under control. On the right-hand side, gives it back to Tripp. Ball played across the defence to Tinkler.
Needs some movement.
Callum Tripp does have Hannon on the far side, but it comes back to Tinkler. Tinkler turns, lays it off to Jones. Great pressure and shape from the visitors, and it's paid off. They've won the ball through Banks, and now goes back to the captain Baines, and it's high press, and it paid off.
Yeah, Gateshead not quite doing the high press as effectively as they normally do here. That's what I'd say. That's better.
Gateshead win the ball. Now Javon Malcolm, can he get past his man? He can, but he's hit it too far, and out it goes for a throw to the visitors.
Possibly anticipating contact there, I think, wasn't he?
Yeah, but Elliot Osborne just pulling himself out of that one.
Oh, that's better.
Rolls forcing the ball out for another throw. There is another goal in the National League. Wheelstone are winning 1-0 away to Yeovil Town at this moment in time. Throw taken. Hell of a battle going from Bickerstaff and Jones, but he was holding from behind. The referee is always going to side with the defender.
Here's one job I wouldn't do, Dave. Fourth official.
No,
no one's ever happy with the other.
Well, Weaver has the ball on the right-hand side. Yeah, he's in a lot of talking there. As Taylor trying to add the pressure on as the ball forward.
Oh, touch. And a foul as well.
Yeah, well. I think there's rules that took the knock there. Crossfield ball looking for Hannant. Brought down nicely, touched back to Tripp. Hannant is inside to McGowan, back to Hannant. Hannant, he gets the ball off the captain Baines and out for a throw on the far side.
Nice little interaction down that Yeah, right hand side. Used to saying left for Luke.
I know.
Yeah, it's an interesting little link up between McGowan and Hannant, two proper players, aren't they?
Well, ball back to Dan Jones on the halfway line, has to chest it and get it under control. Tries to find a run of Warman, but the ball is going to be picked up midfield. The ball through wasn't the greatest, though. Javon Malcolm won it, and Gateshead have it through Horton on this left-hand side, whose touch just took it away from him, and he couldn't get it under control, and it's a throw-in to the visitors.
The pitch has killed him a bit there, hasn't it? Took a massive ball as he wanted to touch it.
I've seen that a couple of times, just misjudged the bounce. I think it's harder in places.
Saying about the midfield, I mentioned before the game about possibly Booty playing further forward, but it looks very much as if Jack Rolls is playing in that more advanced role in midfield.
Well, McGowan drops to get involved. Trips ball across the defence, finds Jones. Horton's got space here to run if he can open up, and drives forward with the ball. He's got Olsen Weaver come back to cover, but Horton still has it.
Nice.
Oh, he gets the ball back from Warman, puts it into the middle. Oh, headed clear by the captain, Baines, running as far as Rolls, and the ball is cleared by Altrincham, but Brickerstaff couldn't get past Robbie Tinkler there, calmly composed and nodded it down, and Gateshead can build again as Javon Malcolm's on his toes, but Lewis Banks intercepts and then tries to send Brickerstaff away, but Tinkler's there, and he can get it under control and calmly play it back to Shelby.
Yeah, Gateshead seem to be just building a little bit of momentum now, getting a bit of that composure back that went missing in the aftermath of the goal.
Jones gives it to Tripp, inside to Booty. Just starting to see maybe a gear shift from Gateshead. They're trying to move the ball a bit faster here. But once again, Altrincham holding a great shape.
Yeah, really disciplined, aren't they?
I wouldn't expect anything less from a Parkinson side as the ball goes out to the far side, and Hannant sees the runner of McGowan. He's going to bring it down. Oh, just took away from him, and they managed to clear up at the back. Altrincham, some swift passing they've sent Weaver away on this right-hand side. Weaver up against Jones and Horton. There's Brickerstaff in the middle. There's Brickerstaff. Well, good curling shot there. Oh, lovely strike from Taylor. Curled down into the ground, and Shelby had to dive down to his right-hand side. More or less behind the player there when he struck that.
And I think he saw it late as well because it was quite a crowded edge of the box there. But it's a really smart save from Joe Shelby. It's a movement.
Well, Booty asking the ball to be brought forward a bit more.
Good ball.
Nice ball in the centre to find McGowan. McGowan sends Warman away, but it just went too central, the ball. That ball is on. I think the two central defenders, as good as they are in a foot race, I think Gateshead might just have them beat, but it has to be the right ball.
Yeah, especially if it's Javon Malcolm, you expect them to get him behind, but
lovely touch on the far side. It's going to be played forward to Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff just marshalled out of it, and it goes back. As we have Kane Adam going through a little warm-up with some other Gateshead substitutes. A little bit early for a sub, but Kane Adam in recent weeks, before the little break that Gateshead had due to being out of cup competitions, was finding a bit of momentum. But at the moment,
very much. It's we know what Kane offers, that pace and power, and maybe that is something that Gateshead can use in the second half. But I think you're right; it's a little bit too early to be thinking about making a sub in the first half, unless someone's obviously picked up an injury, which wouldn't be surprised for Gateshead the way things are going. It's a foul.
Gateshead with the advantage played as McGowan holds it up and gives it to.
It's a foul.
Hannant on the far side. It should have been given as a foul.
Referee's missed that one, hasn't he?
Booty in the centre circle, has Horton on this left-hand side, but goes through the centre. McGowan will out. Sorry, Warman with a lovely touch. Threads it through to Javon Malcolm, goes to the shot. Oh, hits the woodwork. The keeper was beat, but the woodwork's come to his safety there. And now, ball with Hannant, right-hand side. Can he get it in? Oh, he's kept it in on the dead ball line. Warman gives it to Rolls on the edge of the box. Gateshead camped out on the edge, but they need to probe. Lots of Altrincham players back. Oh, ball on the far side. Can Hannant cross this one in? Good defensive tackle and out for a throw on the far side. Well, that springs the Gateshead fans into life here.
Took a nick, didn't it?
Well, with his weaker foot as well, Javon Malcolm.
Good strike.
The ball's all the way back with Dan Jones at the moment. As rules. The Tinkler back to Dan Jones in the centre circle. Horton on this left-hand side. The ball wasn't the greatest, but he got it. And it's a good tackle there from... Oh, and there's a lob on the keeper, and it goes over the top. A few people in the stand, including myself, thought that was going to dip in.
I think if you watched George Shelby's body language there, it went from panic to very much, it's all right.
Yeah.
You could see him just sit back and relax to an extent on the way back. But, yeah, wow.
Tell that to me underpants, Mark.
I'd rather not do.
Well, one thing you got to say, the player was very switched on there. It wasn't the worst attempt, was it?
It's confidence.
Yep. Throw to Gateshead. Well, we've got 26 minutes gone. It's Gateshead 0, Altrincham 1, and it hasn't been a bad game so far. But scoreline wise, from a Gateshead perspective, they'll want to get level.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it's been an interesting watch. I think Altrincham just about deserve the lead.
Javon Malcolm just losing out to Olsen there.
But there's not a lot between the two sides. I mean, I say they deserve the lead. They get to hit the post and hit the ball. So they'll think with better finishing, they probably could have been 2 or not.
So Olsen plays it. Good interception from Horton, and he's got the ball left-hand side, sends Javon Malcolm away. He needs a runner in the centre, but Javon Malcolm does win a corner. He did very well. They didn't panic.
He's looked up pretty today, John Malcolm, and he's been really...
In fairness, there wasn't much else he could do when he looked into the centre. No. There was nobody there. But a corner here on this left-hand side for Gateshead. Jack Rolls is going to show short here for Warman.
I'm not really sure it's worth doing a short when it's 2v2.
They've went short as Rolls. Crosses one in towards the back post. It's deep. It's headed back across. Javon Malcolm. There was a shirt being pulled there, but I think there's a lot of shirt pulling going on for both sides. But it's been headed clear, but only as far as Tinkler. Out onto the far side now, where Booty can look to keep the ball moving. Looks to chip this one towards Dan Jones, who is still far forward. Altrincham looking to bring it forward now.
Far too easy.
Alex Newby can send. Poor ball on the far side. It wasn't the greatest. Could have sent Bickerstaff away. And I believe Alex Newby that played for Chorley. Was impressed when he played for Chorley. Then he went to the Football League, didn't he, from there?
That's
a poor pass from Rolls. Straight into the feet of the Altrincham player on the far side. He's got the overlap. Here it comes. Can the cross come in?
Great take.
Good
That's
take.
Really poor. That's a warning sign. They can't drop the level. If we know how dangerous this side is, they can't afford to do stuff like that.
Altrincham are playing the high risk, high reward. They're playing a high press, and they're winning the balls and to get in a second ball. And that's what Gateshead need to do if they want to try and dig something out of this game. Still a long way to go, though. Only 29 minutes in. But the midfield battle is key here. As a ball played through towards Javon Malcolm. Booty got it to McGowan. Back to Booty. Booty does see Horton in acres of space here. Chests it down. There is runners into the box, but the midfield needs to get there as well as McGowan. Edge the area, goes for a shot. Curling shot.
What a
good save from Anson. Both hands out to the left-hand side, and it's a corner to Gateshead. But he had time to compose himself there. McGowan, and he struck it well.
Lovely effort. See what he's trying to do, just arc it into that top right-hand corner, but it's a brilliant save. He's got right across. Looked great on camera, that.
From our angle as well, it was a Sky Sports one. Or DAZN, as you should say. There's a ball nodded in. Oh!
It's offside anyway.
Yeah, Dan Jones with a great header, but I think Javon Malcolm just at the back post was offside. Nonetheless, it did go wide. Yes, a DAZN Sport save.
No, you got it wrong.
I did. As now Banks plays it inside, but only as far as Regan Booty. And Gateshead have the ball under control. Dan Jones, furthest man back to Horton. Jones. Goes for a crossfield ball to Callum Tripp, and there's just way too much on that. And we're just seeing that little lack of communication, a little bit rushed. Some of the passes. But Altrincham moving the ball well and moving into space like Banks has done there on the right-hand side. Warman comes over to cover it. Has to be played back. And it is Tom Crawford who dinks the ball forward looking for Bickerstaff, and he tries a little flick. Ball cleared, but it goes back to Crawford.
I really like Tom Crawford. Like the money was a Hartlepool, just composed in the middle of the park. Gives you a bit of energy in there.
Well, ball poked out on the far side as Callum Tripp appeals for it being a Gateshead ball, but that one is an Altrincham throw halfway inside the Gateshead half on the far side. If you're just joining us for our audio listeners, we are into the 31st minute. It's Altrincham 1-0 to the good here at Gateshead International Stadium. Kyan Taylor with the goal. And you would say Altrincham just edging it a little bit, but Gateshead still having chances.
Oh, it's still very much in the game. I mean, there's nothing between the two sides bar on the goal. I think it's been a really entertaining affair. Both sides, doing the right things and playing their own style of football. Altrincham have just finished better. It was a good finish, and if Gateshead showed that bit of composure, then they could be ahead. They could be 2-1 up because of those two chances.
There's a bit of chess in the middle here. There's a lot of passing. There's a lot of movement, and there was the space that was found by Banks. Crossfield ball to him. Has to lay it back to Crawford, and Crawford looks to keep the ball moving. Osborne has a runner on the left-hand side who he sees, and it goes through to him. Lovely appeals for handball. More the shoulder. Wait now as it's Newby gets the ball back. Can he put it in? Bickerstaff in the box tries to pull the trigger, but it's been cleared. There was a push in the box there. It was very lucky, and well, the referee blows his whistle for a free kick to Gateshead, but there was a push in the back from a Gateshead player. But Booty brings the ball forward, gets it out to Hannon on the right-hand side, just inside his own half. And Altrincham, as ever, get themselves back into shape and just have to build again from the back. Warman turns his man, does very well. He's got Javon on his right-hand side. He's still going Warman tries to get it through, and the shot deflects up into the hands of Anson. Decision-making in those situations needs to be a little bit better for Gateshead as the ball goes out of play, and Rolls can't believe it. Arguing with the fourth official.
It's that issue there with Warman. He's either got to take the shot earlier or play the ball because Malcolm's given him a decent run. So it's one of the two,
Well, throw in to be taken by Banks. Banks receives it back on the right-hand side. He gets it to Bickerstaff. Bickerstaff, physical battle. Banks hasn't carried his run, and now the ball comes through. And great save from Shelby. It was Weaver, but it hasn't been cleared yet. And, well, Bickerstaff, you'll want to forget that follow-up shot. But Weaver got himself through, and George Shelby made himself big and made an absolutely crucial save.
Yeah, really good from Shelby there, staying big, staying strong. Made Weaver make a decision instead of going down too early, and big save. That could be a huge save in the context of the game.
Well, I think Robbie Tinkler took a knock in that passage of play, and he is down at the moment. He's down on the ground at the moment. He's got his hand on his top of his thigh there. Don't know if he took a knock in the build-up to that.
Just trying to look at what could happen if that's needed. If a change is needed, possibly.
You could maybe...
Jim Bramwell could go to the back.
Yeah, that would be the obvious... I think Callum Tripp would go into the centre. But... hazarding a guess. Hopefully Robbie Tinkler can continue, but he is down receiving treatment. Both sides are taking this opportunity to take on water. I'll just go through some latest scores in the National League. Barnet are winning 1-0 at home to Solihull. Barnet at Braintree are 2-0 up at home to Forest Green. Eastleigh 1-0 up against Aldershot at home. Obviously the scoreline here. Rochdale winning 1-0 away to Southend, and Wealdstone are still winning 1-0 away to Yeovil. And Robbie Tinkler still down receiving treatment, Mark. And, you know, it's been one of those seasons where you think, could anyone else get injured? And these little
The
niggly
answer is
things.
normally yes.
Yes, it is. At the moment, it seems that way, doesn't it?
It's just been so unfortunate, hasn't it? And as soon as you think a key player has come back in and getting some, getting a bit of a run of games and getting back towards full fitness, this sort of thing happens. I think he looks as if he's going to be okay, possibly.
Well, he's hobbling to behind the byline there, and I think that's him done. He's walking. Oh, I don't know. He's trotting now. He's just tricking us, but haven't seen Jamie Bramwell being called back yet. So yeah, he does seem to be trying to run it off. So we'll keep you posted on that. But Gateshead temporarily down to 10 men as Robbie Tinkler makes his way around the touchline here. As the fourth official, I've never seen that before. The fourth official going down with his pen and paper. And he's going to come back on by the looks of it.
It's a very busy
proactive
fourth official.
Proactive.
Okay, yeah, sorry, yeah, we'll go proactive, yeah.
I've got a goal kick here at the Gateshead. Robbie Tinkler, he's feeling the effects of that one, but he's going to carry on. Ball up to Javon Malcolm, beaten in the air. Bickerstaff brings it down, but Booty battling, but Bickerstaff does really well to bring the ball forwards on the far side.
Tell you what, if the ball goes in early, gets in trouble.
The cross in, Newby with the ball. In comes the cross towards the back post. There's Weaver, headed off the line by Dan Jones, and someone coming in there and hasn't been fully cleared, and the ball goes out behind for a goal kick. It wasn't exactly on the line, but he was the last man to head it clear, Dan Jones there.
I'll be honest, I think that's dropping wide from where we are. That looks like it's not going in. It's going to just drop wide of that.
Well, Robbie Tinkler is back on the pitch, and Callum Tripp was under pressure. Flicked from Jones to Robbie Tinkler to Horton. High press here from the visitors, trying to disrupt Gateshead from playing at the back, but Robbie Tinkler turns his man and plays it down the line, and it's nodded down. Banks has the ball under pressure from Rules, and they quickly move it, but there wasn't a runner on this right-hand side. And, goal kick to Gateshead. 38 minutes gone. If you're just joining us, whether it be on the Heed Army podcast audio stream or live on the Zone, it's Gateshead 0, Altrincham 1. As Tinkler, under pressure, gets it to Warman. Dan Jones can play this through, looking for the run of Javon Malcolm. He's done his man, and he's bearing through on goal. He's got men on either side of him, tries to go for a curling shot.
Pass a shoot.
And he's won himself a corner, but the pass was on. McGowan was running into the box. With Javon Malcolm having scored 2 goals last week, full of confidence. It was a lovely touch for Javon Malcolm to get past his man. As now the cross comes in from Booty towards Malcolm. Oh, headed away. There's a lot of shirt pulling happening again in the box. As Gateshead get the ball, Warman towards the back post. There isn't anybody there, but it's going to fall to Dan Jones, who goes for a volley. And he's been watching Elon Musk. He's put that into orbit. We're going to change Dan Jones's name to SpaceX. That was a hell of a punt. Goal kick to the visitors, taken short.
We've been practicing that one, have we?
I'm just going to say that was natural talent that came from nowhere, that one. There's the ball now with the captain Baines. Composed figure. Now he goes for a ball through the centre, looking for the run of Taylor, but it comes off Booty. Comes back to Booty, though. Gateshead managed to play themselves out of probably an awkward position. Rolls. Stan Jones plays the ball back to Shelby.
I think there's an outlet down this left, with... a
lovely ball through for John Malcolm to get through to, and he's got past his man, and the man has to play it out. Olsen, and his first touch just gets him so much space. Javon Malcolm.
Yeah, he's done well. He's done really well again. So I was saying down this left-hand side with Brandon Horton, I think there is an outlet for Gateshead to really, make some ground and get some chances. He's been left on his own quite a lot.
Well, I was just about to say in that build-up that Warman was sitting a little bit too deep, but the ball got through to Malcolm. But Warman, dead ball lane, pulls it across, comes back off Warman. It's a goal kick.
It's come off him on it, yeah.
Yeah. It's the right idea. 9 times out of 10, that'll ricochet off the Altrincham player. Olsen, that went short. And Kate, you can see it here very visually, the press from Altrincham and Gateshead play out from the back. And Dan Jones needs to be careful. He did wrestle him to the ground there. It's a needless one. Yellow card as well for it.
Been doing it all game.
Yeah.
Been doing it all game.
But as I was alluding to just before that happened, the difference in the press, Gateshead sit off. There's a big gap of 20 yards in midfield, and it's allowing Altrincham to get the ball moving quicker forward. Well, we've got 4 minutes left of normal time here, and Altrincham have an opportunity to get the ball in the box towards the big men. We're 45 yards out.
Probably giving this out right, a Weaver.
It goes towards the big men at the back. It's curled away,
massively.
Brought down, cross into the box as Jack Rolls volleys that one clear, headed forward by Banks. And Hannant making a nuisance of himself on the far side. It goes out for a throw to Altrincham. As Altrincham player dusts himself off and gets up. It was Olsen that found himself out there on the left wing. But the ball all the way back to Lewis Baines. As Crawford gives it to Olsen.
See there, right? So you got Malcolm's gone and pressed, forced a bit of an error, but then no one's backing him up.
No.
And that's the difference at the moment, is that Altrincham are...
We're not seeing the support from...
Yeah, they're pressing impact.
Yeah.
And Gateshead on at the moment.
Well, Weaver drives forward with his left, Warman behind, plays it inside as Booty comes back. Great tackle. And now McGowan can hold it up. He needs an outlet, though. He hasn't got one. And now he plays it back to Jones. Well, it's not a head injury, and the referee has pulled it down unless it's a really bad one. But the game has been stopped as the Gateshead players are asking why. And say letter of the law. Head injury is what you stop for. But... the Altrincham player is receiving treatment, so hopefully he'll be all right. Looked a good tackle from...
Was a good tackle, very good tackle.
From Booty. Because we're not blessed with replays from here. Fylde are losing 1-0 at home to Dagenham and Redbridge. Braintree, we said before, 2-0 to the good at home to Forest Green. Barnet are winning 1-0 at home to Solihull Moors. It's... Rochdale 1, Southend 0 at Southend, and Wealdstone are winning 1-0 away to Yeovil. So that is the latest scores. If I haven't read any other game, it's still 0-0. So Gateshead.
Is 51798.
I think that is if there is a difference between the two sides, it is the way they are pressing.
Yeah.
And I think because of it, Altrincham are just getting more time on the ball than Gateshead and making more of it. When Gateshead have had little promising spells, it's just been the execution of the final pass. So when to make that shot, the decision making hasn't really been at it today from Gateshead for large parts. That said, they have still hit the post, they have still hit the ball, and they are still very much in the game.
Well, Altrincham player has to leave the pitch following treatment.
Is it a head injury?
No, it's knee injury. Knee or ankle. It was Alex Newby that was down. As Gateshead looked to play the ball forward. Newby not allowed back on the pitch yet at the moment, not until the referee says. There's Dan Jones, just has to turn. Back to Shelby. Tinkler. Tinkler still has the ball. Booty in the centre circle. Plays it out now to Callum Tripp. Newby's still not allowed back on yet. Now he is. Back to the full quarter of players for each team. As Booty pings the ball to Horton. He was under pressure from Newby there.
It's an unbelievable passer. He meant that.
Well, Dan Jones has to play it back, and he's talking about communication. The midfield need to work better as a unit. There's not much on. There's a ball played through, it's deflected out, luckily for Dan Jones, and it's a throw, quickly taken. As Horton gives the ball back to Jones. 5 minutes of time added on. There's the 2 stoppages there.
Didn't feel 2 minutes worth, though.
Ball over the top, and that's going to go all the way through to Calabanson.
There'll be a minimum of 5 minutes additional time. 5 minutes.
Crawford gives the ball to Baines. It's a better press from Gateshead there, but it left a big gap in midfield, and now Altrincham try and bring the ball forward as Booty closes the door.
Oh,
and a foul given off there by, is that Rolls that give away the foul? I think it is. There's another Altrincham player down. It's time on the halfway line. Well, he's going to get himself back up. Well, we're going to aim for the big men as Crawford tried to make a run there, but the ball wasn't forthcoming. The delivery comes in now, though, up towards Weaver, and it bounces right through out for a Gateshead throw. You can see what they're trying to do there, but it always feels like a bit of a waste when it goes straight out of play, doesn't it?
Yeah, just got a bit too much on it. So caught between 2 players far post. They actually worked the space really well.
Well, McGowan does well to get to the ball, plays the ball over the top. It's not a bad ball, you know, and Javon Malcolm just couldn't get in front of Olsen, who just read that really well, and cleared by Anson in turn up the pitch and comes off Weaver's back and out for a throw to Gateshead.
To be fair to the back four, they've dealt with Malcolm's pace really, really well.
Yeah.
Really well. Dropped off when they've had to. They've gone, pressed him when they've had to. And yes, he's had chances, but I think on the whole, they've really done well against him.
Ball over the top, looking for the run of Javon Malcolm, but the bounce just takes it through to Anson.
It's a classic example of drop deep there, just to block off any space for him to run into.
Well, we're 2.5 minutes in now to the time added on at the end. 5 minutes as the ball played forward. Weaver does it back, but Warman does well to get in front and marshal the ball. Didn't really look there, but it is going to fall to a Gateshead player there. Dan Jones. Horton back to Jones, and Shelby gets the ball back in the edge of the area over towards Robbie Tinkler.
Right, what you're saying about Shelby. He does look very, very good with the ball at his feet, doesn't he? A typical Gateshead keeper, I guess.
Yeah, he's in the mould of one, isn't he? When he makes a decision, There's no second guesses, but the ball through, trying to pick out McGowan there. He's always going to lose out to the aerial battle of Baines, and Golden chips it forward. Dan Jones reads it. Can Gateshead build from here? They've got a lot of players inside the Altrincham half. It comes out to Horton on this left-hand side. He needs support from Warman, but there's 3 blue shirts around him. Booty plays it inside. It's not the greatest pass, and they can swarm in blue shirts to get the ball as Weaver gives it to Banks. Banks plays it inside, and just seeing a bit better conviction with the passing here, Mark, in tight quarters. And Bickerstaff manages to get the ball out to Taylor, who plays the ball forward. Bickerstaff, the run, no one was there. Oh, and really criminal miss. He should have absolutely buried that into the back of the net. Bickerstaff put it across, and Altrincham should have been 2-0 up here.
He wants to play the class of Newby. You're expecting him to score there. It's just scooped it, hasn't he, rather than making proper contact.
Well,
good
ball across here to Horton. Can he carry it forward? He does.
There we go again. So he's cut inside. There's just nothing there for him.
Booty plays it to McGowan. Comes back. It fell away. Crawford now looks to try and get this ball moving. He has the player in front. It's Taylor has the ball. Newby's in the centre, but it's going to go all the way back now to Crawford. Just slowing it down somewhat, the visitors here. Just burning down the seconds. 10 seconds before the half-time whistle will go. But at the moment, Altrincham seeing this half out. And there is the half-time whistle. Altrincham going a goal to the good here. And it was Newby there with the goal, wasn't it? That scored. And, well, it's been one of those games where the midfield battle has probably just been edged in the first half by the visitors, Mark.
It was Taylor, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, it's Taylor. Taylor.
Yeah, I think I would argue, they've Altrincham have been more effective in possession. They've been more effective with the press. I do think that there are some bright moments for Gateshead. I think when you look at it, there are dangers going forward. But on the whole, I just think Altrincham have just been a little bit better than Gateshead have throughout the first 45. And, the big thing for Gateshead, they are still very much in the game. They are creating opportunities, so it's not as if they're massively out of it, and the leader's only one. So, there'll be words said at half-time, maybe a little bit of tinkering from Carl Magdy, and then we'll see if Gateshead can improve. But Altrincham have done everything we expect them to.
Yep, it's been the game that we thought it would be so far, and we're looking forward to the second 45. Please do, if you're listening to our audio stream or if you're on DAZN, please follow the Heat Army podcast, and we do our regular show on most Thursday night at 8 o'clock. I don't know if we're doing it Thursday this week. We might do one on Sunday or Monday, but do follow us on social media at Heat_Army on Twitter, and we'll be posting on there as well. Likewise on Facebook, Heat Army Podcast Live. Give our page a like, and we'd like to do that. And please do join us. We'd like to have Altrincham fans. We've had Altrincham fans on in the past with all our many encounters over the last few seasons. So we're doing that, and also previewing the Sutton United game, which we will also be giving coverage to on Tuesday evening here at Gateshead International Stadium. But we're just going to go silent here for half-time, and we're going to come back in about 10 minutes with the half-time scores from around the league and build up into the second half. Thank you very much for your company. Well, hello there, and you join us back here for the second half. I'll go through the half-time scores here at Gateshead International Stadium. Of course, here it is Altrincham 1, Gateshead 0. In the National League, though, this is what it's like at half-time. AFC Fylde are losing 1-0 at home to Dagenham and Redbridge. It must have been an amended goal because I'm sure I said Barnet were 2-0 up in the first half, but they're not. It's 1-0 at half-time at home to Solihull Moors. Braintree 2, Forest Green Rovers 0, Eastleigh 2, Aldershot 0, Ebbsfleet 0, York City 0, which is a bit of a strange one. York, Ebbsfleet, dare I say, turned the corner this season. FC Halifax 0, Boston United 0, Hartlepool United 0, Maidstone United 0, it's Oldham 0, Sutton 0. Of course, Gateshead plays Sutton on Tuesday night. Southend United 0, Rochdale 1, and of course they're going through a torrid time with their pitch at the moment, so a game away from home will be a saving grace for them. Woking 0, Tamworth 0, and it is level now. Yeovil 1, Wheelstone 1 down in Somerset. So, Mark, some interesting scores around there. The eye-catching one would be Braintree winning at home to Forest Green. Of course, Forest Green at the start of play sitting second in the league. There isn't many teams at the moment that are capitalising. There's only really the team that we're playing here today that's making inroads in the, dare I say, I'm doing a disservice to Rochdale. They're keeping the gap towards the playoffs as well. But Altrincham really the only team that's making any movement in the table.
The Forest Green thing, the result is just, that tells you everything you need to know about this division. You know, it's, we can say it, Dave, because we've heard it from not just Gateshead fans, but other fans. When you go to clubs at the bottom end and they're not very good, you know, they're doing this, that, and the other, we'll go down there and roll them over, and we can get 3 points. That'll get us in the playoffs, of, you know, push for the title, whatever. You can't have that attitude in this league. You've got to go and fight for every single point, every single tackle, every single, you know.
I mean, looking at some of the teams that's down there, Wheelstone, you know, we know they're a good footballing side. They can get results. We know that. Aldershot, they've had a bit of a torrid time with obviously what happened to the manager earlier on, but he's back and they took out. They're a team that are very capable of winning games. Woking are capable of winning games. Dagenham Redbridge, as Gateshead found out, losing 7-2 earlier in the season. Tamworth, their FA Cup exploits.
FA Cup run,
there's teams down there. Yeovil, they're still a big club. Eastleigh, who I think many people might have expected to be in the playoff picture earlier in the season. Southend, Solihull Moors, you go down there. They're all big, strong clubs with decent squads, and obviously not everyone can be at the top end of the table, but these are places that if you go there and take it with a pinch of salt, then you're at their mercy.
And I think the thing we're seeing this year is that, you know, there is no Wrexham, there is no Notts County, there is no Chesterfield. A lot of the division is very, yes, obviously there's going to be better teams than others, and that's, you know, how the league table's played out. But I think there are a lot of good sides in this division this year. Not a lot of outstanding ones, but it makes it more competitive for it, because I think we knew ahead of the last 2 seasons, everyone said Notts County Wrexham, Notts County Wrexham. Everyone said last season Chesterfield will win it, and they won it eventually, the canter. So I think you look at it and you just think, is the division more competitive because there isn't that one special, 2 special teams in there? And I think that's what we're seeing, and that's why, as you say, it's all about attitude. When you go to those clubs that are struggling, you've got to go and battle for everything. You have to, and I think Gateshead did that well last week on a horrible pitch down at Wheelstone. And also, you know, Forest Green have gone and are really struggling today. It would be a shock, but in some ways it wouldn't.
Yeah, it's a topsy-turvy league, as we know. And I mean, even Ebbsfleet United, we know they got their win the other week. They're on 14 points. Looking at it, you know, with an eye, you would go, they're more or less relegated already. But if everyone goes there thinking that, it takes the weight off their shoulders and they can play their football. Of course, a new manager went in recently, and you would think they're going to cause some upsets. They might not necessarily stay up, but they will get points.
Yeah, and you know, that is the way the division works. You know, clubs at the bottom will always provide that result where you go, okay. The problem is then they don't kick on because they maybe not have that much quality where they can build on that one big result because they put that much into it and then they can't back it up. So it's going to be really interesting. This last third of the season, or whatever it is now, last quarter of the season, it's going to be really competitive across all levels of this division. And that's why you can't take anything for granted, no matter who you play.
Well, the teams are back out. Can't see any changes for either side. Although Robbie Tinkler isn't back out yet.
Yes.
Is he? Oh yeah, sorry. He's on. It's the dugout. Of course, teams shooting the other end. Gateshead shooting towards the Felon end, and the visitors, Altrincham, will be shooting towards the River Tyne. And it's all set up here for a second half. It is Gateshead 0, Altrincham 1 is the score. 45 minutes ahead of us. Don't go anywhere, but you've still got time. You're going to get that cheeky beverage to sit down and listen, or if you're watching on DAZN, wherever you might be in the world, and say if we've got anything like the first half, it should be another good 45 minutes of football, Mark.
It should be. It should be. Cheers, Dave. You held off there because I was just finishing a yawn. Yeah, it should be. It's a big opening to the half for Gateshead. They need to come out and set the tempo rather than have Altrincham, set the tempo for them, which I think happened for large parts of the first half.
Well, we're underway now as Warman gets the ball to Booty, and Booty tries to put this out towards the right-hand side. Headed clear, picked up in midfield by Altrincham, who put it over the top looking for the runner straight away, and the ball is seen out by Robbie Tinkler.
Still not sure he's massively comfortable, Tinkler.
Yeah. We'll see if he makes the half, as the ball from Booty to Tripp wasn't the greatest, and it's a throw to the visitors. As Golden is going to take this throw. Well, Newby has turned, he's took it down towards the dead ball line, plays it off Hannant, and it is a corner. Is it a corner?
Throw in, I think.
Throw in. Well, the ball comes in there, and Bickerstaff trying to twist and turn, leaves his man on the floor. Booty does get in front to disrupt.
Gateshead really got to be careful here. There's a lot of holding going on at times.
It's been right throughout the game. It's a
good ball.
Ball out to the far side, and now it'll be brought forward as Gateshead have Javon Malcolm in the centre. As Horton lays it off to Warman. And now Dan Jones looks to play the ball forward. It's plays inside to Warman, back to Jones. Warman tries to thread the ball through to Javon Malcolm, but does very well and wins the ball.
Tell you what,
he was upended, and the referee says play on.
It would have been soft, but
I think if the ball had went in front of him, he might have had a chance of getting a free kick there, but
certainly give the referee something to think about, didn't it?
Tripp is to McGowan. Booty back out to McGowan lost out. Booty disrupts the play, but it's still with Altrincham. There's Osborne. There's a back to Baines. Fantastic noise from the away fans as well. Baines. Altrincham being afforded the time and space to build at the back. Let's get to try and close it down now. Baines has the ball.
See, there again, we're talking about the press. It's just too easy. They've got out too easy there. First touch on the left side of the fence, and then Gateshead just haven't capitalised. Javon Malcolm's went to press, but then no one else has gone with them, so they've just pinged it out easily. I know they're back in with the goalkeeper now, but just something not quite clicking with that press.
Not at the moment. Is now Gateshead try and commit men forward to the press as Javon Malcolm comes over. So does Hannant. It's played down the line, and
it's better.
There's Tripp,
but then it stops.
Yeah. Well, Gateshead still trying to do the press as Javon forced the error.
That's much better.
As Carl Magnier wanting his side to take the ball quickly.
I think he wanted the ball boy to be quicker. Oh, Gateshead.
As Gateshead do win a throw. Fortunately down on this side, but scrappy. But they're still forging the ball up the pitch.
No options.
Warman made a run, but it comes to Tripp on this right-hand side. Rules. Gives it to McGowan. McGowan has to turn, does very well. Gets past another man. He needs to lay it off.
Brilliant.
Has done. Give it to Hannant. Hannant just wins the ball back, and Callum Tripp can get the ball back to Hannant. There's great pressure from the Altrincham defence.
That's better. Done well there, Will McGowan. I don't think he's had his best game, but he's he's dogged, you keep going. He's more of a sort of clever player than that battling quality, but he's certainly got that in him.
Well, the Altrincham defence is resolute. They close down,
Oh, yeah.
You've
Brilliant.
got to have the passing to get around them, but the delivery from Booty has to be crisp, and in it comes into the centre. It's been headed clear. Can it be picked up on the edge of the area? It has, and Hannon has the ball now. Booty's in acres of space here, but Hannon puts one in towards the back post. Nodded across by Jones. Oh, Tripp was coming in, headed clear. Only his foot. Oh, and it's skimmed off the top of Robbie Tinkler's foot, and seen by his body language, he was gutted by that one, but he
knew what he
received
was
the ball.
doing. Knew what he was doing.
Oh. Booty gives the ball back to Hannon.
That was better from Gateshead, that little spell, though. You look at the sort of half chances created.
We had a bit of talk about the pitch and the build-up, but it's holding up pretty well. But with passes like that, gives Alex Newby a chance. And awful from Alex Newby. He should have done better. But Gateshead let off the hook there. And as a player went down on the far side, and it looks like was it a push?
It was nothing.
Well,
it was nothing.
There's appeals for off from the away fans, and I think it was Rules that was involved. The referee is assessing the situation. Does he want to talk to anybody?
He was looking right at it. The referee, to be fair to him.
Well,
the fact that he isn't talking to Chapels tells you everything.
Yeah. Free kick to Gateshead. There you go.
Genuinely, I mean,
drop ball at Gateshead.
The referee was looking right at what happened there. He was right beside it.
Well, ball rolled out to Tinkler, back to Shelby. Bobble there on the edge of the box as the ball rolled, but Gateshead putting it out on the far side is Horton. Gives it to Warman. Right. Now Dan Jones can get the ball up towards Javon Malcolm. His shirt being pulled there, but he holds it up.
He's done well there. Really good.
Rolls, looks to play this crossfield ball to Hannon. Hannon's time, space, brings it down. He needs support himself. Nice ball inside to McGowan. McGowan, nice dink ball to Javon Malcolm. Still needs support as Rolls gets it back. Oh, lovely ball inside to McGowan. Out to the far side. Can Horton pull it across? Cuts inside with the ball. Lays it back to Warman. Warman tries to get it in. Deflects back to Horton. Back out to Warman, left-hand side of the box. Needs to get some space. Gets the cross. In it comes. It's deep. There's nobody there. And Golden just chested that down. Lovely dancing.
Always got to go in early. It's just that, again, that final decision-making in the final third, isn't it? It's just not quite happened yet for Gateshead, but they have made a better start to the second half.
Whereas Gateshead subs being sent to warm up at the moment. You always wonder if that's more of a
warning.
Well, either a warning or a sub trying to say to the manager, I'm ready, Subliminal. As the ball, the centre just goes behind. Oh, it didn't go behind Booty. Booty manages to get there. Booty holding the ball off well, gets it to McGowan. McGowan tries to get it through to Javon Malcolm, and the ball just stuck on the pitch. I think there's more connection than the pitch holding it up. Nice ball through, but nice vision from Jones and a little flick. Read that well, didn't he, Dan Jones? Gateshead just pinning them back somewhat a little bit. The midfield sitting a little bit deeper from Altrincham.
I wonder if it's a thought process of Sellers Fleming coming on up front and just dropping Javon Malcolm in where either McGowan or Warman are.
I say not to criticise any player in them positions, but that does seem to be we're lacking a little bit of support.
Something a little bit different. There's someone to get in and around a main striker, because at the minute, Javon Malcolm's winning balls and not really.
Ball out the far side, but read well by Banks. Sends it away on the far side. Weaver, can he get the cross in down to the dead ball lane? He can, but it goes across and out for a throw on this far side. And even if that had been a player coming in, I don't think they would have been able to get above the crossbar to put that one down. But Tripp plays it off Newby.
Or could you even see Kane Dom coming on that roll just off the front?
Yeah, it would add a bit more pace in there, wouldn't it?
I do think in the middle of the park, that's maybe where Gateshead just lack a little bit of that extra yard of pace that Altrincham have had.
Oh, McGowan's ball wasn't the greatest there. He's touch and biggest staff there. Good tackle from Regan Booty. As Bickerstaff goes down into corner there. It was a crucial interception tackle there from Regan Booty. 55 minutes gone. Still 1-0 to Altrincham as they take the corner quickly. Newby to the edge of the box. Baines gives it to Osborne. Osborne crosses in. It's a dangerous one. Headed clear though by Gateshead, but it's going to be picked up by Altrincham. Ball put forward. Wasn't the greatest as there's Taylor that come in there to win it. And the ball, bit of head tennis. Tinkler nods it clear. Nodded on again. And again by Altrincham. And Baines, no nonsense, plays it all the way back to Anson.
I think that's more headers than we've seen all season.
Yes.
Yeah, I just think there's a bit of energy lacking here from Gateshead in the sort of, that sort of number 10 role. I think Warman and McGowan they've had the moments, but not quite.
Well, I think we've kind of said this all season. I think it's pretty obvious that the number 10 that we're missing, who's been missing since the second game, and Greg Ollie would slot perfectly into that role. As the passing from Gateshead just hasn't been that crisp at the moment. An Altrincham intercept as Crawford now can play. He turns and takes it central himself, dinks the ball out to Newby, left-hand side of the box. He brings it down. He's got support of Golden, but he drives forward himself, has to bring it back. Golden now corner of the box, crosses one in towards the back post, has to be won by a Gateshead head, and it was. And it goes out for a corner on the far side.
Yeah, you wonder the difference Greg Ollie would make in this Gateshead side playing in the number 10 role.
Yeah.
It's just what they've been missing. I mean, Warman and McGowan have stepped up well in recent weeks in the sort of upturning form that they had. But just not quite happened today.
Well, Osborne goes across to take this corner. The visitor's been drawn against Newcastle United under 21s in the National League Cup.
Got completely lost intention. Lost my attention ages ago.
Yeah. So the ball, good delivery in there. Needs a Altrincham head on it, but it bounces through. Tinkler can clear the ball down the channel. Javon Malcolm goes past in as a Altrincham player lying on the ground. As Golden does get himself back up, but his team are on the attack on the far side. As comes back now to Banks. Back at Newby, finds himself on the right-hand side at the moment.
Oh, nice.
Nice bit of footwork, gets himself past Horton, plays it inside Osborne, and, ball come through, Bickerstaff. Oh! Well, it's been put past the post, and, Gateshead looking a little bit of a mess at the back, but they survive it on 57 minutes. And it's another corner to the visitors, and the away fans are in fine voice. They're liking what they're seeing at the moment. I think they sense another goal.
And it feels like it's coming.
Yep. Well, we are seeing for the first time Sellers, Fleming warm up down this left-hand touch line. As the ball comes in, it's a dangerous one, headed clear by Booty, but it's going to be picked up by Altrincham. Second ball crossed in by Taylor, brought down by Bickerstaff, and cleared by Gateshead, by Hooker, by Crook, and now it can be clawed away by Hannington. It's a throw, and the pressure is building from the visitors.
It is, and you can sense it, can't you? I think Gateshead may need to change here just to freshen things up and trying to rest some of the momentum that's quite clearly with Altrincham at the moment.
Well, nobody picked up the ball there, and Bickerstaff on the edge of the area is dispossessed, and Gateshead need to get this ball moving and past. It has to Dan Jones.
McGowan sneaked in behind here,
Need to relieve some of the pressure. There's Tripp, has Hannant. There is a run from Booty, and Booty's running down this right-hand side, and Taylor just gets in front of him. And Taylor can play it back across and did very well. Good defensive duty there, but on the attacking duty is Callum Tripp, and Javon Malcolm outmuscles his man, plays it across, and now can the ball be poked forward? Oh, going to fall fortuitously, but it didn't. It comes away from Ben Warman, and the visitors can clear the ball with ease now. But Dan Jones, offside flag goes up on Bickerstaff. Free kick taken. Quickly, Tripp on the halfway line, gets it under control, brings it forward. Hannant pulls out to this right-hand touch line. Tripp still bringing it forward, puts it out to Hannant. The delivery comes in, it's deep, it's very deep. And it's that deep, it's going to go right out of play on the far side. And just seems a little bit of panic in
Yeah.
Gateshead's passing and crossing.
Just not quite clicked, does it? Again, I know I keep saying that and I apologise, but it's true. It's just nothing quite happened at the minute. I don't know why that is, but I would be looking to making a change in that final third. I wouldn't take Malcolm off because I think he's got the pace and power that can impact this defence. I think there's going to be a change in the visitors, though. It looks like there's a...
Yeah, it is going to be a change for the visitors. I think it might be for the player that's down at the moment. Well, I tried to say before, but there was an action-packed moment in the game. The pitch is holding up better than what I thought it might. As I say, a lot of water went through it. There is one or two little areas that have cut up, but on the whole, considering the snow and ice and the amount of water that's been through this pitch in the last 8 weeks, Mark, the ground staff have done very well.
They have, yeah. I mean, it's... look, let's be honest, we've seen it better, but given what we've been through, as you correctly said, I think they've done a great job and getting the game on. Yeah. I will say if Tuesday night's game had been called on, I don't think this one would be playing now. And I think Tuesday night against Sutton would have been in doubt.
Yeah, well, it is going to be Regan Linney is coming on. Attacking substitution. They're bringing off Kyan Taylor. He is hobbling Kyan Taylor. He's put a shift in today. And we have just under 30 minutes left to play.
Top player, Regan Linney. Really like more. Another one that always causes Gateshead issues.
Well, Gateshead in possession.
Dan Jones is injured.
Yeah, it does look like he's hobbling, doesn't it, on the far touchline?
He is.
Yeah, he's trying to get back. He's running. Oh, the ball wasn't great. And Gateshead can bring it forward now as Tripp gets it to McGowan. McGowan has to turn. Can he pull the trigger? He's got 2 men in front and goes for the shot. Oh, and just didn't get any power on it.
Just got to get the shot away earlier.
Well, Anson could just pluck that out the air in front of him. Ball back to Anson. As the ball played forward. Jones seems to be moving all right now. Oh, ball on the far side as Horton gets onto it. Plays to Jack Rules. Jack Rules.
Be quietly impressed with Horton.
Yeah, he's certainly looks like he can do a good job down the left-hand side as Callum Tripp. Oh,
he's done it again.
Put a pass. Bickerstaff interrupted. And now Lindley brings the ball forward, left-hand side. He's got Bickerstaff in the centre. There's a man on Weaver on the overlap, but the defence has done well to get back and disrupt that one.
Regan Booty did really well to get back there.
Wow.
Yeah, Callum Tripp's use of the ball today hasn't been great, I've got to be honest, at times.
It's a ghosted run from Osborne. Tries to play it through, but McGowan now gets it and get on the attack and bring the ball forward. He's got space. He needs a runner. Puts it out onto the far side to Horton. And Hannon on this right-hand side. Booty in the centre circle. To Callum Tripp. Gives it to Hannant. Inside to McGowan. Back to Hannant. Javon Malcolm. There was a poor ball to him. At the moment, Gateshead need to freshen up some legs out there. There looks like some tired bodies out there, mentally and physically.
There is someone coming. It's a new lad.
I think it's Sellers Fleming who's going through a...
And it's coming on.
Yeah, there we go. Sellers Fleming sprints to the bench, and it looks like Carl Magny is giving him instruction. But at the moment, Rolls drives forward to Javon Malcolm, left-hand side of the box. Back to Jules on the corner, crosses it in towards McGowan, and headed clear, but only as far as... Oh, was that a pull down? It was. It's a free kick. And this is in Regan Booty territory, right on the edge of the box. And, well, that was a professional foul.
Whether this goes in or not, I'd be getting the new lad on. I'd be getting Sellers Fleming on because I think they need something in that final third, whether they need an equaliser or go on and win the game.
Well, it does look as if it might be, is it Horton? I fancies this.
It's not him far side.
Or maybe Rules.
I think it's Rolls and Booty over it.
Well, we've seen Regan Booty score from this position a few times. What can Gateshead's number 8 do from 21 yards?
May well suit the right footer better.
Well, both lined up for it. Movement on the penalty spot. Rolls, goes for the shot, and pulls it past the post. Went right through the bodies in the box. 65 minutes gone. Gateshead 0, Altrincham 1 here at Gateshead International Stadium. And it does look as if Ben Warman will be making way for Terrell Sellers-Fleming. And there is going to be another change for the visitors as well. But at this moment in time, we await the Gateshead change first.
They made it?
No. Well, the referee's telling them to get on with it. Altrincham going to go long with the goal kick here from Calabanson. As Booty wins the header, sends Javon Malcolm away. Baitens is there, and no nonsense from the captain, turns and lays it off.
That's better.
Oh, great. Baines had to put it out there, and Gateshead just trying to turn a screw as the rain starts to come in around the International Stadium. Another free kick to Gateshead, and just
given how big he is, would you not get him on now?
Well, I think the fourth official is signalling. There we go. It is going to be Ben Warman that leaves the pitch here. He hasn't seen. He's just been told by Dan Jones that he's coming off. Well,
do some introduction if you can and score.
It would be a wonderful way to introduce yourself to the Gateshead fans. But his first bit of action is to come into a set piece. And Regan Bootley stands over this one to deliver it into the box.
Yeah, I think there's just been a sign that Javon Malcolm to go into a deeper role.
Booty with a delivery in. It's a good one, but too close to the keeper.
Don't want the keeper, hasn't he, after a little bit of a nervy start?
You know what? He's got a bit of an unorthodox stance, hasn't he? I don't know what it is. There's some goalkeepers you look at and you think, oh, just don't fill you with confidence, should I think it's the way to present it. But his footwork, as he has been there, has been quite good. As Gateshead rolls, plays it back to Dan Jones. Tripp asks for it. Fortunately gets to Gateshead in the centre. As now Booty brings the ball forward, Hannon's on the side. Terrell Sellers gets his first touch. Sellers flying against the cross. Oh, McGowan! Just took away off his toes. There's an empty net. And well, Sellers-Fleming linking up well as one of the Altrincham players is down, injured in the box. As we await a substitute for the away team. It's not going to be taken yet. We've got the throw to be taken again. Hannon gives it to Tripp. Tripp, he's got time and space to cross one in, but gives it to McGowan. Back to Tripp. Hannon. Oh, what a waste. But Tinkler's there to mop up. Dan Jones has to arc his run to get the ball over. Tinkler, acres of space. He can bring the ball forward himself.
Just sense a little bit of something building from Gateshead.
Ball up towards McGowan. Baines intercepts. Osborne. Lovely bit of footwork from Osborne to carry the ball forward. And now Linney, left-hand side, just has to stop and retrieve the ball. Golden plays it inside.
I think that's what they do well, Altrincham, is when Gateshead have a look to be
building. Great work from Javon Malcolm. And gets the ball through, gets past another man. He's got McGowan to his right. Sellers-Fleming to his left. Goes for the shot and strikes it over the bar. Oh, as one of the Altrincham players falls in the back of the net. And that was better from Gateshead. They got Altrincham on the back foot for once. It's going to be a double substitution for the visitors. It is going to be Griffiths that comes on, and he's going to replace, I think it's trying to see who he's going to come on for. Well, Justin Amaluzar is coming on. So is Griffiths. Newby is off, as is, I think it's Weaver. Find out in a second. It is. Weaver makes way.
Again, excuse the confusion of the colours of the substitutions there. Leaving the pitch is number 10 for Altrincham, and it's newly replaced by number 15, Regan Griffiths.
Yes, that's starting to create chances, which is a positive, but
20 minutes remaining. They need to be a bit more positive, and let's say the last couple of attacks has had Altrincham chasing Gateshead with the ball. And the noticeable quiet from the away fans. I'll tell you that they see that as well, but the scoreline is Altrincham 1-0 to the good, and a free kick given there. There was a push in the air as Linney is unmarked on this left-hand side. Although it's went out to the right-hand side. Banks brings it forward. Olamazura has the ball. Baines plays the ball across to Golden. Golden has Linney in front of him, who tries to play it first time, but there's Booty just to intercept, and could have been appeals for handball. It would have been harsh, but you see them given at the moment. Gateshead still in possession is
the idea was right.
Sellers Fleming tried to nod it on to Javon Malcolm. Now Baines under pressure goes long here. Tinkler nods the ball back up, brought down by Osborne. They're just going a little bit long now on the visitors, just
Great
to
touch.
get the ball
Great
away. But
touch.
Linney brings that down beautifully and now tries to open up against Tripp, but it gets past him. Ball doesn't sit up though, and Hannon comes back to help with defensive duties, and it goes all the way back to Shelby. Rolls gets the ball to Javon Malcolm, who has to turn. He's got the man on the far side who he sends away. Horton. He's got Sellers Fleming, who gets into the box. Can he get past Osborne? Osborne, he's used his run really well, got his body in front and clears the ball in turn, but only as far as Rolls. Javon Malcolm just couldn't control it, and Booty nearly wiped out the player, and they can bring it forward now. Griffiths on the ball. He's got Linney on this left-hand side. Uses his run really well, one-on-one. Can he put it through? Great tackle.
Brilliant tackle. That.
Callum Tripp coming in and had to be inch perfect, because if he didn't, he would have wiped them out. 72 minutes gone. Altrincham 1, Gateshead 0 here at Gateshead International Stadium.
Both sides still going for it, aren't they? It's made it for a really good affair.
Well, not in any hurry to take this corner, Altrincham. Osborne comes across.
Would you possibly look at Kane Dom maybe playing that role where McGowan is?
It would have added a bit more pace, wouldn't it? In a physical aspect as well, but we're going to see Osborne's delivery. In it comes towards the near post, headed clear, going as far as the edge of the box, nodded back there, and Olamazura gets a shot off. He's appealing for the corner.
That's exactly what I would do as well if I had a shot like that.
Yeah,
Definitely hit the defender.
Well,
to say he skewed it wide would be underplaying it.
it's a greasy pitch.
Not that greasy.
Booty tries to play through, and there's a great run from Javon Malcolm. The keeper's had to come out and get there.
Down.
Done really well. And, great goalkeeping there. Javon Malcolm found himself in acres of space bearing down. Just didn't get the ball towards him. Booty tries to play it through. Javon Malcolm nods the ball to Rolls. Rolls can keep it in, plays it back to Dan Jones just inside his own half. Tinkler in the centre circle. Gateshead camped out inside the Altrincham half as Callum Tripp gives it to Hannant. Back to Tripp. Drives forward with the ball, gives it to Sellers Fleming. Ball back through.
Tripp just stopped his run, didn't he?
Didn't continue his run, and
the sad thing is, if he continued his run, he probably would have been in on goal.
Well, the big central defender there. "17 minutes remain as the ball's going to go all the way through and bounce to Shelby, who calmly gives it to Jones. Lovely touch. As into the centre to Booty. Back to Tinkler. Gateshead trying to use every blade of grass in the pitch at the moment as McGowan gives it to Tripp. This is better. He's got Hannon on this right-hand side, who he uses. Hannon comes in, gives it to McGowan. McGowan looks up, cuts inside. He's got the man on the far
So I
side,
didn't
but
hit it.
didn't pass it as Rolls now gives it to himself. Now to McGowan. Can he get the ball into the centre? Edge of the area. He's still got it. Trip. He needs to look up. Gateshead holding the ball in the final third, but they're not penetrating at the moment. Hort.
It's going to go away back now. But they've kept the possession, which is a real positive.
Well, Nuttall is stripped and ready to come on for the visitors, but Rule gives it to McGowan. McGowan out now to Hannant. This is an opportunity to try and get the ball in the box. It comes central back to Tripp. McGowan, Hannant, Booty. There's a man on the far side, but Booty drives forward, tries to chip the ball forward.
He was trying to play it out wide there. He was trying to get out wide. I'd say his foot. He's unlucky.
Well, at the moment, the momentum is with Gateshead, but Altrincham with that goal, defending it well, as Bickerstaff is making way. Nuttall is coming on. I think Linney might be going into the centre here.
Substitution for Altrincham. Moving the pitch.
As the away fans giving a good reception. 15 minutes remain here. National League action. Hanson. Take a goal kick here. It's going to go across to the right-hand side of the pitch. This ball bounces right through. As Nuttall gets involved on far side.
It's a strange performance, isn't it?
Yeah,
it just has quite
delivered.
happened.
Yeah, it's just missing that little thing, isn't it? A little bit of quality. But the visitors have the ball on the far side. Can they get the ball into the centre? As now Nuttall gives it back to Griffiths. Ball over the top, looking for Almarazuri, and great stuff from Dan Jones.
Yeah,
just
really
marshals all that one out.
Really good from Dan Jones. I think Kane Don might be coming on. And I think it may be Robbie Tinkler.
It does look that way, doesn't it? Well, we'll have that confirmed soon. I wonder if we might see Horton go into defence and we have a little rejig and have Kane Adam out on the left-hand side. But we'll see as the ball brought down, does very well. Linney and drives with it down this left-hand side. Callum Tripp sticks to him like glue. Can he get the cross in? He can. It's a dangerous one.
Great ball in,
nobody in the centre to challenge on it. Almaluza twisting and turning, lays it off to Banks. Banks gets a shot away straight into a Gateshead player and out. And we're seeing the visitors camped out here. Can he keep it in? It goes out for a throw on the far side. Well, I would imagine we might see Horton drop into defence here as Robbie Tinkler makes his way off the pitch. Yeah, okay, and Dom goes across to the far side. It does look like Horton is going to drop into the centre of defence. The only other option, I think, in that one would have either to have moved Regan Booty into defence. Yeah. I don't think the losing Regan Booty in midfield is an option. As Kane Adam loses out in a physical battle. The ball put over the top. As Robbie Tinkler gets a round of applause from the Tyne Mere stand as he makes his way back through. And it's a goal kick. Well, we've got 12 minutes remain here. And at the moment, Altrincham hanging on to their 1-0 lead at the moment. As an Altrincham player now going down with a head injury, is it? It looks like he's took an elbow or a clash of heads there. It's Golden. He's going to launch this one up towards Nuttall. Ball Booty comes back defensive duties and helps out. Tripp gets it to Booty. Oh, there's the run on the far side. Has it been spotted? It has. And Adam,
Tell you what, it's a bit less angle on that. He's in.
Wow.
Lovely idea from Regan Booty.
Right on his toes. Adam, as soon as that ball fell to Regan Booty. Cleared up the pitch, nodded on. It's going to bounce to go back to Shelby, who rolls it out to Callum Tripp. Rolls back to Tripp. Booty in the centre. Ball through the centre, looking for Javon Malcolm. It's a beautiful ball. And good defending. Great defending from Olsen.
Second ball.
As Gateshead tried to win the ball back, turning the pressure on. Ball cleared by Altrincham up to Nuttall. Nuttall chest it down.
Done brilliantly there.
He was strong, wasn't he? And the ball poked out by Tripp. Throw in, quickly taken as Linney is going to chase down. They didn't switch on there, did they? But Linney takes it down to the dead ball line. Can he pull it back across? He can. Shelby with the save. And, well, had to be another foot there to stop Nuttall coming in. And at the moment, Fleming Sellers is chasing down the ball. Hansen plays the ball out to Crawford.
A little bit too much of that for my liking. They were Gateshead, just having switched on in key moments, and Altrincham are the sort of side that.
Well, Horton tries to disrupt that one, but it falls to Mazura and Linney on this far side. Great tackle, but it comes to Linney. Linney now. He has the overlap of Golden if he sees it, but he's going to go inside, curling shot, and it just wouldn't whip round at the end. And Shelby not happy with his defence that he was allowed to get that shot away.
Yeah, and understandably so, because you can see Regan Linney, all he wants to do is get inside on that right foot and try and whip it towards that far corner, and he's just been allowed to do it.
Well, Rules, a little flick to Tyrell Sellers, to Sellers. Fleming gets it back to Rules. Still going. Was he fouled from behind? He was. Quickly taken. Oh, referee! He wants to book the player as Gateshead tried to play it quickly.
It's a lovely idea from Gateshead. Why can't you just come back and book him after the move?
Well, there's a little bit of argy-bargy going on. Rules and Griffith having a word, and Griffith seems a feisty type. Well, Gateshead an opportunity to get the ball in the box.
That's poor,
Well,
chance for Gateshead here, though. They need to load the box.
Well, they are committing men forward. Horton's going to be the man to stay back as Booty puts this one in back towards the centre there, headed clear. Nodded back into it. Hooked clear, but only as far as Booty. And Gateshead now can try and get another delivery in. The men are still in there. Tripp back to Hannant. Hannant fouled. Another free kick to Gateshead. Has tried to stop this one from being taken. There's a quick one towards Kane Adam. Brings it down. Can he turn? Hooked away from him. But it's put back in by Rules. Oh. Javon Malcolm went for a volley. Couldn't get to it. Javon gets it back. Booty. It's all scrappy at the minute in and around the area, but Hannant has the ball, plays it out. There's McGowan with a shot. Ricochets out, and it's going to be a throw on the far side. And Hannant was wiped out.
Done on the edge of the area.
Yeah.
Well, a free kick.
It's a throw in on the far side, but Hannant's back up.
Surely.
McGowan. To Malcolm. Malcolm plays it down the line to Horton. Booty's there. Callum Tripp, he's got time and space. Altrincham sitting very, very deep, it has to be said. There's now Hannant. Plays it to Rules. Rules gives it to Sellers Fleming. A lot of movement from Gateshead now. We haven't seen this in the early stages of the game. There's Tripp. Mazy run, keeps going with it. It's just taken away.
He stopped, he just keep going.
And the ball forward now as Nuttall has got the ball. Furthest man forward. He's going to take it towards the box. He's looking for support. He's looking for runners. And Gateshead just trying to stop him, but he calmly plays it back. That's intelligent play by Nuttall.
He's had a good game since he's come on. He's had that plays been excellent, hasn't it?
Griffiths gives the balls to Golden. Baines across to. Has played up the pitch. Not the greatest ball from Altrincham. From Olsen. There's McGowan's dropping a little bit deeper here. Shelby just outside the area. He's wanting a runner. Pumps the ball up towards Sellers Fleming. Tries to turn his man. Olsen and Banks are the men that's going to get this one clear as Banks clears it up the pitch. Going as far as Jones. Jones gets it to Booty. You just sort of see a bit of tired legs in midfield from the visitors. There's now as Kane Adam has it on the left-hand side. Plays it forward to Sellers Fleming. Malcolm.
Stunning.
There's another one there, another foul. And
Yeah, well done,
there's
ref.
another one. Oh, Javon Malcolm.
Caught him on the Achilles there.
Yeah. Just caught him down the back of it. And the dynamics of the game are in Gateshead's favour at the moment, but the scoreline isn't. And Altrincham are sitting deep. I think they're trying to keep a hold of the lead, obviously. But Regan Booty is going to take this one. Dan Jones and Tripp are at the back post here for Gateshead. Is that where the ball will be delivered to? Kane Adams in space on the left-hand side, but I don't think it's going to go that way. In comes the delivery. There's Rolls. He's come around, goes to back cross. Oh, right
God.
across. And I don't know if there must have been a save.
There was, yeah.
Fantastic save from Anson. But nobody picked up Rolls. We wait for this corner to be taken now. Taken short. Add-on. Gives it to Booty. Booty's got time now to cross this one in. In comes the... Oh, it hits off the back of Kane Add-on. Now the ball's cleared, but Horton should have enough pace to get in front of the Altrincham striker. And now Gateshead can try and build again. McGowan brings the ball forward. Picks out Javon Malcolm. He's got Kane Adam out to his left. He's got Rolls on the right here, but he finds McGowan. McGowan to Tripp. Rolls now has it. Can he put another delivery in? Crosses it, and it's going to go out. It hasn't been well played by the Altrincham defender, keeping it in. The ball is still in play all the way back with Dan Jones. Dan Jones gives it to Booty. Callum Tripp's in time and space here. Javon Malcolm was asking for it, but Tripp's still going, puts it out to Hannon. Can he pull it back across? He has. And there's, just took away. Rolls! Hits off the back of a player. Jeez. And out it goes.
It's going in as well, you know.
Anson was flying through the air. Momentum definitely with Gateshead at the moment.
That was nailed. That was going straight in top corner.
Booty's delivery, and it comes to the edge of the area. It's going to fall to Hannant. Hannant needs support. Poor. Ball from Tripp, but at the moment, McGowan needs to get his wheels on there. He's let that one run. And now, Missouri on the far side. They're not in any great
done,
tackle.
McGowan. Well done, Will McGowan. That's brilliant, you know.
Booty brings the ball forward. There is some tired legs in that Altrincham side there. Even though they've made, as Tripp can bring the ball forward. Gives it to Hannon, right-hand side.
Just need to commit a little bit here, you know.
Well, there's the run from Sellers Fleming. Can he hold the ball up? He can. He's got two players around, wins a corner as well. Jack Rolls comes over to take this corner.
I can't do much more here.
In comes the delivery. Javon Malcolm brings it down. It's still with him. Can he? It comes away from his feet. Clearance as far as Dan Jones. Altrincham sitting very deep as Javon Malcolm tries to get it to Sellers Fleming. Sellers Fleming battling for it. Tripp gets the ball. It's going to come out to Hannant. Hannant now. He needs a good delivery. In it comes. Flicked clear by Golden, and it's going to go out for a... it hasn't been kept in. Look, it's going to go out for a throw. But at the minute, Tripp gives it to Booty. Booty crossed it into the box. Headed clear. Only as far as Kane Adam. Edge of the area. Puts a shot in. Great save.
It's a great save.
Anson just has to fist that one clear. And at the moment, anything will do for Altrincham to keep the ball out the back of the net. Regan Booty puts the corner in. Just header away, and it goes over I think it was Sellers Fleming got the head onto it but couldn't direct it goalwards. And all of a sudden, Anson is injured.
During this unexpected delay,
Well, referees today aren't afraid to add on the minutes now, and it seems like a futile thing to do to try and burn down the clock.
Well, they will add time on, but it's just killing a little bit of momentum more than anything, you know.
Yeah.
Regan Booty go and have a word, I think.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's told them he stopped the watch.
Now, when this goes up, what we've got to remember, this is a minimum.
Yeah.
So there could be, with this stoppage, you'd imagine another 2 minutes at least.
Well, it's got 5 on the board at the moment.
I would say you're looking at 7. But it has, as I was saying, it's just killed the momentum. And that's, I hate to say it, but it's good game management.
It is. Well, the referee, it is, the fourth official's comment. It is going to be 5 minutes. I'm just so thankful Ansel isn't showing effect of his injury there.
An additional 5 minutes.
Well, minimum of 5 minutes to be added on. Gateshead trailing by a goal to nil as the ball bounces. Gateshead get it in defence as Hannant.
Where's the options?
There isn't one. Tripp gives it to Jones. Horton on the far side, back to Jones. There's a run in the centre from Rules. It's been seen, but the delivery isn't the greatest.
It's really poor.
And now Altrincham can bring the ball forward as Booty and Hannant. Hannant was great. Oh,
Brilliant from Hannant. Brilliant from Hannant.
Hannant was the furthest man forward, got back and won the free kick. It's been taken. Booty gets it across to Dan Jones. There's Adam on the far side. McGowan. It's not much in the way of getting forward. Shelby pumps it through the centre towards Sellers Fleming, who holds the ball up, gets the ball back. He's done very well. Rules, gets it to Taylor Fleming. Sellers Fleming. Hannon puts it into the centre. It goes out for a corner.
What a block that is, by the way.
Bodies on the line to stop it there as Booty comes over. Every man committed forward, bar the goalkeeper. As Booty, finds Rolls in space, gets a shot away, across away. Can Javon Malcolm, the body block, and it's still Adam puts it in. Javon Malcolm turns, shoots, it's blocked. Rolls! Nansen fists it over the bar. Could have went anywhere. Altrincham living dangerously.
He hit the target.
Well,
who was that? Someone shouted about hit the target. The keeper saved it.
In comes the delivery from Booty. Up in the air. Off the line. It appeals for handball. As Anson is down, and so is another player is rolling down on the ground for Altrincham. Well, it was stopped with the groin of one of the players on the goal line. Very important block. And Javon Malcolm's going to get a talking to here.
Do you think it was Dan Jones with a header?
I think so, yeah.
You should still, I think still another 4 minutes, you know.
Quite possibly. But at the moment, Altrincham happy just to hook the ball clear. Javon Malcolm receives a yellow there.
Following that incident, the Gateshead man of the match is number 35, Javon Malcolm.
Javon Malcolm with the man of the match, but can there be someone to steal the headlines? There's the clearance, nodded on. Booty puts it over the top, looking for the runner, but Baines can head it clear. There's Nuttall holds the ball off well, tries to thread it through for Linney. He's onside. Can he flip the shot away? Cuts in, and goes behind for a corner. He did everything to put it in the back of the net there, Linney.
Great tackle. I think it is Dan Jones again who's got back.
Well, they're not committing many people forward here, Altrincham. I think it's going to be a case of trying to marshal it and usher it in the corner.
Yeah, just going to hold it on that.
Yeah, there we go. Well, you can't blame them for the tactic.
That went out.
And it has went out now, and it's a throw to Altrincham. Well, they're arguing with the fourth official and referee, Crawford. Don't know why, but the ball now with Linney. Linney trying to hold it up in the corner flag. Back heels it in. Horton, crossfield ball.
Oh, first touch.
Oh, Kane Adam done really well. Can he get it to Javon Malcolm? He can. He needs a runner. As Malcolm got his shirt pulled off him and is still pulled down. Well, I think this could be a yellow card for Banks.
It's like in basketball at the end of the game, isn't it? Where you just kill the game and allow the free throws almost.
Well, the referee gets the ball across to McGowan. Back to McGowan from Adam. Tripp's asking for it. Ball comes across to Tripp, but the ball needs to get forward. Oh, and he's been dispossessed by Linney. Gateshead committed too many men forward. Nuttall plays it back to Linney. Here comes Tripp. Oh, it's a poor shot from Linney in the end.
How's he taking it that
and
early?
Gateshead needs to play the ball quickly up to Hannant. As there's been a foul on Shelby. He's up. Ball forward to Sellers. Sellers Fleming holds it up. He's got two men around him. He wins a throw, and this is an opportunity for Dan Jones. And Nuttall gets a yellow card there. Well, I think Rolls is going to take this one. It's been taken. Rolls puts the cross in, headed clear to the edge of the box. Booty nods the ball down. It falls to Javon Malcolm, edge of the area. He's still trying to get room. Oh, and it's a swipe down there. And I think, has he already been booked? No, it's another yellow card. They're coming out like confetti at the moment for Altrincham.
I think this might be it, you know.
And I think this is the last throw of the dice. And I think it's going to be Regan Booty. Wow. Regan Booty places the ball down. I think he stole a couple of yards there. It was on the line. He's got it on the left-hand side of the D. Right-hand side of the D even. The last gasp effort here for Gateshead.
It's going to be Booty, isn't it? It's got to be.
Regan Booty. Nobody's picked up Sellers Fleming here.
I was just about to say that.
Booty with the short curl and shot of the ball. Can he get another one away? Oh, and Altrincham have done everything they can. And, well, punts the ball into the crowd there, Altrincham. But you've got to say they took their chances. The game management was well from Altrincham in the first half. The second half, you have to say they rid their luck. But at the same time, Gateshead didn't make the keeper work enough in the early stages of the second half. They did in the later stages. But at the end, a good game of football. But Gateshead just need a little bit more unity in the middle.
Yeah, I think it was maybe just a case of
new faces.
Yeah, it was. But I think this team just needs time to settle. And I think there's been a lot positive to take from today's game. There were a lot of good performances throughout the side. The finishing should have been better, could have been better. The decision making in the final third should have been better.
And of course, we know Altrincham are one of the better sides in this league. You can't take anything away from them. You know, their performance warranted the win in the end.
Yeah.
Gateshead had their chances though.
I think Gateshead deserved a point. I mean, they've created enough chances. The finishing just need to be better. Altrincham have managed the game really well. Defensively, I thought they were excellent.
Yeah.
I thought the goalkeepers made 3 or 4 really, really top saves. Just a difficult day for Gateshead. They'll learn from it, come back Tuesday and hopefully bounce back. But the players deserve a lot of credit for. They just never stopped going, did they?
No, they didn't. As I say, the debutants gave a good account of themselves. Sellers Fleming looked good when he came on. Horton looked good. But as I say, it's one of them games where they weren't outclassed. They were definitely in the game for large spells. and they can take a lot out of it, Mark. You know, you've got to dust yourself down and come back from it. They've got a game on Tuesday night. They can do a quick turnaround, but you look at that and you might see a different clientele starting on Tuesday.
Sorry, man, I'm just watching Shelby's.
Yeah, and he's not happy, is he, Shelby? He's just being calmed down by his teammates. He was really clattered at the end there off the ball. But that aside, congratulations to Altrincham. They run a 1-0 winners here at Gateshead International Stadium, and they're giving it the big end like they've got to Wembley on the far side.
Oh, they deserve that, Dave.
They do.
Come on.
They do. But look, for them, it's getting themselves into the playoffs and getting a bit more embedded.
And that's why they deserve to enjoy it.
Exactly.
And it's, you know, they've come here, they've put in a really diligent performance, really
great away following,
grounded out in front of a good following from Altrincham, and they deserve to celebrate it. So yeah, for Gateshead, it's just about bouncing back on Tuesday, and you know, Sutton here will be a tough game as it always is. But Gateshead just need to get back to winning ways.
It certainly is. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for your company. Thank you for joining us on DAZN National League TV, and of course on the Heed Army podcast. Drop us a subscribe, please. It'd be lovely to have you join us again for the Heed Army podcast. I think it'll be Sunday or Monday this week before the Sutton game. Of course, lots to talk about. Please do join us. Big thank you to Mark Carruthers for joining us as ever. And we'll see you on Tuesday night for Gateshead versus Sutton.